Welcome dear friends at Lit ECT YouTube channel in the series Fact File English Literature, and today we have collected facts related with LGBT literature. As you very well know that LGBT stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender, and in recent times Q is also added in this particular acronym. Q stands for queer studies. So we can understand by LGBT that it deals with literature or theory or works written by those who support, we can say, heteronormative who rejects heteronormative norms of gender and rather prefer fluidity in gender relationship, and they talk about all these things that have been traditionally marginalized or repressed. So here are some interesting facts related with literature associated with LGBT. The first fact, dear friends, is a very famous word, the R's. The R's, this novel was published in 1998. It is written by Michael Cunningham and it won Pulitzer Prize in 1998, and it opens with the suicide of Virginia Woolf. So it is basically based on a real literary personality, Virginia Woolf. Cunningham actually weaves the story how she created her famous novel Mrs. Dalloway, and apart from this story, apart from Virginia Woolf writing this novel, there are a story of two other women, Clarissa Vaughan and Laura Brown, one of them being sister to Virginia Woolf. All these three women intersect in a surprising and beautiful way, and the novel ends with the decision by Virginia Woolf to commit suicide. The novel was made into a major motion picture in 2002 also, and the movie was also critically acclaimed like the novel. So this is the work which you should remember, this particular novel, the R's. Okay, the Vagina Monologues, first performed in 1996, is a path-breaking, is a controversial, is a, we can say, very radical work. It was conceived and composed by playwright and performance artist Eve Ensler. She interviewed more than 200 women from a wide range of ages and cultural backgrounds, and after such a deep real research, she in 1996 she produced the Vagina Monologues as a one-woman show. Later, in later productions, there were many women on the stage telling their stories of suppression, of resistance. Almost like poetry, each soliloquy reveals a different woman's experience with topics like sex, love, tenderness, embarrassment, cruelty, pain, and pleasure. Obviously, as the title itself indicates, it creates a sensation whenever it is produced. It is also in the news, or rather in controversy, because of portrayal of, we can say, rape of a minor and a lesbian relationship of a minor. But still, it is considered to be a very path-breaking avenue for all women and also for lesbian women. A very important term we are going to discuss here is lavender language. What is lavender language? Dear friends, lavender language is the term used for issues relating to pronunciation, vocabulary and meaning of the language of the LGBTQ community. I have used this rainbow. You should know all of, you should be aware of this fact that rainbow, pride, march, drag, these are some terms which are generally related with the LGBTQ movement. It is in fact a modern adaptation of Polari. Now what was Polari? Polari is a lexicon used in 50s and 60s, notorious times for gay men. They used it as a secret language to conceal their homosexuality. In 1993, Bill Leap, who was an eminent scholar in the field of Lavender linguistics, he created the Lavender Languages and Linguistic Conference, which is organized every year now, and it is centered around issues regarding how to use language, particularly for the issues of LGBTQ. Okay, our next fact for the day is another novel, Funny Boy. It is written by Shyam Selvadurai. Shyam Selvadurai is a Sri Lanka born author. It is his first novel and it won Lambda Literary Award for Best Gay Man's Fiction. It focuses on R.G. Chelvaratnam's coming of age during the tumultuous years when Sri Lanka's majority Sinhalese violently turned on minority Tamil. So it was the civil war amid which this boy grows, and he belongs to the Tamilian community. He experiences his sexual orientation awakening. He found that he is rather homosexual, and he realizes he is doubly endangered as both a homosexual and a Tamil. Shyam Selvadurai himself, he has professed his sexual orientation and how diasporic writing has helped to express this issue. Very important, another fact related with Shyam Selvadurai is he is also editor of Story Wala, short story fiction from South Asian writers, a very prominent, we can say, anthology. It includes work by writers Salman Rushdie, Monica Ali from Bangladesh, Hanif Qureshi from Pakistan, among others. Orlando, a biography. This is the title of 1928 novel, and it is a masterpiece of modernist queer fiction. It chronicles the life of the titular protagonist Orlando. He changes sex from male to female and lives a long life of 400 years. Actually, the novel is inspired by Woolf's relationship with another novelist of the time, Vita Sackville West. We come to know about this relationship between by the correspondence between these two writers. And Vita's son, Nigel Nicholson, famously called this particular work, Orlando, the longest and most charming love letter in literature. According to him, Virginia Woolf actually portrayed their relationship in the novel through this, we can say, cross-dressing and gender-changing novel. Another very controversial and popular, critically acclaimed work is Morris. It is written by E.M. Forster. Unfortunately, or we can say intentionally, Forster never published this novel in his lifetime. It is a coming of age story, follows the title character Morris from his school days into adulthood, and he narrates his journey to come to terms with his sexuality. Forster wrote it actually in 1913, and later he revised it several times in 30s and 60s, but he never, we can say, garnered up the courage to publish it openly, because even in the 60s and 70s, to write about homosexuality was considered a crime. Forster, who has a great literary reputation, was not able to put it at risk. It was finally published a year after his death in 1971. Beautiful poem and important poem, and a very important phrase, a love that dare not speak its name. The phrase comes from a poem, Two Loves by Lord Alfred Douglas. Lord Alfred Douglas, dear friend, is the person with whom Oscar Wilde had a relationship, and which basically was responsible for the trial of Oscar Wilde and putting him in the jail. It was a poem exploring love between man, and published in the first issue of Oxford University journal, The Chameleon, in 1894. Now the phrase, a love that dare not speak its name, has come to be universally recognized as a euphemism for homosexuality. We all know that Oscar Wilde was one of the earliest celebrities and writer who was publicly blamed at that time, accused of being a sodomic, a homosexual, a queer, and he was on trial and he suffered the jail where he wrote De Profundis. Once again, he revealed his orientation and his ideas regarding the true nature of love. Here are some other notable works in a chronological order which are considered to be milestones in LGBT literature. Dusty Answer by Rosamund Lehman, quite early in 1927. The Well of Loneliness, a very important novel by Radcliffe Hall, published in 1928. Hemlock and After by Angus Wilson in 1952. Giovanni's Room, it is considered one of the classics of LGBT fiction, the story of a boy growing up in Italian restaurants, written by James Baldwin, published in 1956. The Twyborn Affair by the Nobel laureate Australian novelist Patrick White, published in 1917. The Color Purple by Alice Walker, the American writer, 1982. And once again, a very radical path-breaking work, Written on the Body by Jeanette Winterson. Okay, dear friends, that's all for today in our Fact File English Literature, where we try to know about some interesting facts about some hidden facets of literature. I hope you enjoy this. Keep supporting. Thank you, dear friends.